Well, hi, I'm John Hart, and welcome back to Mr. America Hart. All right, so what do you see me doing here today? I'm doing T-bar rows. Excuse me for being a little bit out of breath. T-bar rows are one of the movements that back in the 70s, through the 80s, the 90s, all the way into the 2000s, very popular among the hardcore bodybuilders and not so popular among people who train in the gym who are exercising, let's say. You know, the difference between training and exercising, okay? You can choose to train or you can choose to exercise, okay? If you're going to choose to exercise, there's nothing wrong with that. You're doing that in the name of keeping functionality, staying healthy, staying strong to a certain degree, maybe even just maintaining your fitness levels, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to go a little bit further than that, get a little bit more intense with it, these exercises, such as T-bar row, I'll name a few of them as we go, but this is one of them that seems to get dropped off, just dropped by the wayside, because as men get over 50, in particular, men over 50, they seem to look at it as if it's dangerous. It's too dangerous. There's too much of a risk. Well, you just saw me doing this right here with a few plates on the bar, and usually I wear a belt. I'm not wearing it for the sake of the video right now, but I do such things because I've never stopped doing them. I've been doing T-bar rows, barbell squats, overhead military presses, dumbbell overhead presses. I've been doing things like deadlifts. Some of you all know I call them Jesus Christ lifts. But overall, in the course of the last, now going on 39 years, I've trained, can you hold the camera steady, Zay? I've trained really hard, and I've done this just like other bodybuilders, such as Robbie Robinson. He's probably famous for it, probably the most famous for it. Robbie has got to be closing in on 80 years old right now. Former pro bodybuilder, IFBB pro back in the 70s and 80s, right up into the early 90s, and now approaching 80 years old, if not 80 already. I was friends with him at World Gym in Marina del Rey right up until they closed back in the early 2000s. And I watched Robbie train. I trained with Robbie. The cool part about it was he never changed his selection of exercises. Once you start doing them, you stay flexible and you continue to do them and they're not destroying your body. You're gaining the benefits of those exercises. Some of them, T-bar rows, like I just mentioned to you. You're secure. You keep a flat back on that. As long as you're not cheating the weight up, ego lifting in other words. As long as you're not ego lifting, you're going to be pretty safe. The risk of damage or injury is very minimal. The benefits are great because your body can move freely throughout the range of motion. You're not locked into a machine, moving the way the machine would want you to move. That's my big argument against using just machines all the time. You use barbells, you use dumbbells, there's freedom of motion. You can put your hands out, put them in, hammer curl it, chin-ups. Wider, narrower, as opposed to always using a pull-down machine or always using a hammer strength. There's nothing wrong with hammer strength. There's nothing wrong with a pull-down machine. I'm just making the case. Hold that camera still, Zay, and straight at me. I'm having fun here right now, okay? Hope you all excuse me. My son Isaiah, cameraman today. So what I'm getting across to you right now is that sometimes you have to go beyond what the current norm is. The current norm is most men who start training in their 20s and 30s, hardcore, lifting some good weight, build some good muscle up. Maybe they injure themselves, maybe they don't. But as they get older, they seem to become fearful of doing some of the same basic exercises that they did when they were younger. And that, to me, is a problem. If you're using safety, warming up properly, excellent form, you won't run into those problems. I've never torn a muscle. I've never had a severe muscle pull. I've never damaged my back. I can still do all exercises. Just like Robbie, I can still do bent over rows, deadlift, squatting, no problems. My knees are healthy, my shoulders are healthy, my lower back is healthy. And I don't walk around in pain with ice packs on me after I work out. And so this is possible. That's all I'm presenting to you, is that it's possible. So don't accept what is considered to be the norm and the fearful approach of, oh, I'm getting older, I shouldn't do that exercise, I shouldn't do squats anymore, I'm going to do the leg press. Well, I'll refer you, and I'll put the link down below, to my video that I did on why leg pressing is just a problem if you're always going to do leg pressing, and why you should still squat. Watch that video as well. Okay, so I'm going to interlink a couple of meaningful videos. I shot it about 2 years ago, but it's still relevant today. So I'm just here to motivate you today, to get you to get back to some of the movements perhaps you haven't done in a long time. If you choose to go back to doing things like T-bar rows, barbell squats, you haven't done them in a long time, exercise caution. Take several weeks to increase the weights that you use on them. Start very light. Move your body through the range of motion. Get it used to doing it again. Wear a belt, for God's sakes. I'm not one of those guys that works out without a belt and believes, oh, I'm just strengthening my core. If you're going to do bent over barbell rows, T-bar rows, squats, deadlift, trust your brother here. I've never hurt my lower back, and I've always worn my 10 millimeter forever lever belt. A latch, the powerlifting belt. 4 inches all the way around. That's the best. So I do that. And you should too if you want to be safe with your back. So that's it for today. From my heart to you, John Hart. Oh, before you go, I want to show you these books. Look, a lot of you guys have asked in my other videos a lot of questions about my opinion on certain things with training and the answers that you can gain from books such as these. I've written both of these books. This is Mr. America Shape Up series. I am Mr. America Hart, but Mr. America Shape Up series, and then this one right here, Physique 101. Okay, so these books right here, they're available through you can get the download through my website, mramericahart.com. I'll put the link down below for that. Or you can go to Amazon and you can find these hard copies, paperback, on Amazon. So either one of them are great. They explain how I went from beginning 39 years ago till now, some of the ideas behind the training, and how I train others. I've trained thousands of people at this point, and none of them are walking around with big-time injuries. They build muscle at any age. I've trained people all the way up to 92 who built muscle safely. So that's it for today. From my heart to you, John Hart.